Becoming the new you, the sacred in-between of transformation. You are becoming, still and always, delightfully divine. Dedication for the ones walking through their hidden season, the dreamers, the healers, the artists, the quiet hearts, who wonder if the light has forgotten their name. It hasn't. You are seen, you are held, and you are still becoming. And to the divine love that guided me through the dark, may these pages be my thank you and my offering. Preface. The Hidden Season. Every creative work begins with silence. This one began with a long silence that stretched across years, a season of invisibility I came to call the hidden season. It was a time when doors closed faster than they opened, when prayers seemed to echo back unanswered, when I wondered if my light had quietly gone out. But what I could not yet see was that the divine was working beneath the surface, weaving roots in the dark. The hidden season was not punishment, it was preparation. It taught me the art of listening without proof, of trusting without evidence, of creating without applause. It stripped away the need to perform and left only the raw impulse to write what was true. During those years, I filled notebooks, journal pages, and computer files with fragments of thoughts, small anchors of light I hoped would steady me until morning came. These fragments became the bones of this book. They were never planned as chapters. They were acts of survival, of faith, of remembering who I am beyond circumstance. Looking back now, I see that the hidden season was not wasted time. It was sacred incubation. It formed the voice that could speak these pages into being. And so, before you enter the main body of this book, I offer gratitude for that quiet, unseen apprenticeship and for the unseen seasons in your own life that are forming you in ways you cannot yet imagine. If you find yourself in similar silence right now, may this book remind you that the unseen does not mean forgotten, and waiting is not the same as being lost. The divine does some of its finest work in the dark. Trust that what is gestating within you will one day bloom in its own perfect timing. Until then, breathe, rest, and know that even here you are becoming. Introduction: The Journey of Becoming. There are moments when life quietly asks us to begin again. They rarely look like invitations. More often, they arrive disguised as endings, confusion, or silence. We lose what we thought we needed, and the mind calls it failure. Yet underneath the rubble, something wiser is guiding the rearrangement, clearing space for the soul to breathe. This book was born in such a threshold. These writings began as notes in the dark, when language became the only bridge between despair and faith. I didn't write them to teach anyone. I wrote them to survive, to keep a small flame alive until the dawn returned. Over time, the fragments began to speak to one another, weaving themselves into a tapestry of remembrance, proof that even in the most uncertain season, light never stopped whispering. We are taught to chase clarity, yet transformation rarely begins with the answers. It begins with unraveling. The unraveling hurts because the old identity was familiar, even if it was never true. But the divine does not dismantle for punishment, it dismantles to liberate. When love asks you to release what you've outgrown, it is not to leave you empty, but to make space for the authentic to rise. These reflections trace that sacred reweaving, how to honor others without losing yourself, how to remember abundance when scarcity shouts, how to protect peace without closing the heart, and how to trust the master plan when every detour feels like delay. Each essay is both confession and offering, evidence that healing is not the act of fixing what was broken, but the grace of remembering what has always been whole. You'll notice the writings unfold in 3 movements. 1. Foundations of the heart, learning self-respect, balance, and the tender courage to belong to yourself. 2. The deep work, surrendering to feeling, humility, and the mystery that reshapes us from within. 3. Becoming, stepping into alignment with the new self that has been quietly forming all along. Read slowly. These words are meant to breathe with you, not rush you. Keep a journal nearby. Let your own revelation spill between these pages. The wisdom you uncover within yourself will always exceed anything written here. If you are reading this during your own in-between, when the caterpillar is dissolving and the wings are not yet visible, know that nothing sacred is lost in the process of change. You are being rewritten by love itself. The divine has not forgotten you. It is remaking you into someone capable of carrying even more light. Part 1: Foundations of the Heart. Remembering worth and learning healthy love. We cannot serve others well until we remember who we are. These opening reflections invite you to rebuild the ground beneath your own feet, to discover that boundaries are not barriers but expressions of self-respect. This is where we learn the sacred equilibrium between giving and receiving. To honor others without losing yourself is to recognize that love must include you too. As you read, notice where your energy leaks, where guilt masquerades as kindness, and where peace waits patiently to be protected. Every act of self-honoring strengthens the foundation for all healing that follows. Honoring others without losing yourself. We've all heard the words, honor your father and mother. For some, this command feels natural, even easy, but for others, those whose homes have been marked by manipulation, neglect, or abuse, these words can feel like chains around the heart. What happens when honor is used as a weapon to demand silence in the face of harm? What happens when the people who were supposed to protect you become the very source of danger? Here's the highest and purest truth. True honor is not blind obedience, self-erasure, or enduring abuse in the name of family. True honor is alignment with divine love, a love that never asks you to abandon your soul. It is compassion anchored in truth, boundaries rooted in peace, and self-respect that honors the God-breathed life within you. To honor others without losing yourself means stepping out of cycles of fear and choosing the higher way. Love that is unconditional, not controlling. Honor that is truthful, not enabling. Alignment that protects your soul, not sacrifices it. So many of us have heard the command, honor your father and mother. For those raised in loving, supportive families, this might feel simple and natural, but what about when parents, family, friends, or other people are unsafe, manipulative, abusive, and/or toxic? What does honor mean then? The highest and purest truth is honoring your parents does not mean sacrificing your safety, sanity, or soul to abuse. It doesn't mean blind obedience, giving them unlimited access to you, or pretending harm isn't real. The divine never commands people to stay in bondage or danger under the name of honor. A personal reflection. For me, honor was never simple. I tried for decades to do what I thought was right, to stay, to reach out, to talk, to give, to forgive, to keep showing up. I poured out love, compassion, patience, and understanding, believing that one day it might finally be enough to heal the rift. But what I learned, painfully, slowly, and with much resistance, is that honor does not mean erasing yourself for someone else's comfort. Honor is not letting others use you as their scapegoat, their outlet, or their possession. There came a point when I had to see the truth. Love without listening isn't love. Boundaries ignored aren't boundaries at all. And when safety is stripped away, staying is not noble, it is self-betrayal. Walking away was not easy. It felt like tearing apart something sacred. But in the stillness, I began to realize that by stepping away, I was not just honoring anyone, I was finally honoring the divine spark within me. And as I chose alignment with truth, I saw what honor really means. Not blind loyalty, but holy clarity. Not enabling dysfunction, but embodying love with boundaries. Not vengeance or bitterness, but releasing others into God's hands while I protect the sacred life He entrusted to me. What honor truly means. In the highest light, honor means acknowledging their humanity without idolizing their dysfunction. choosing not to curse them in your heart or wish destruction upon them, but releasing them into God's hands. Living by this principle: I will not repay evil with evil. I will set boundaries with firm love. I will pray for their healing, even if I cannot be near them. Honoring does not equal enabling. True honor is grounded in truth, where safety and boundaries fit in. You cannot honor someone by erasing yourself to absorb their cruelty. That's not honor, that's self-betrayal. By stepping back, refusing to engage in the cycle, and protecting your life and the lives entrusted to you like beloved pets or children, you are actually walking in truth. You are honoring God by refusing to empower harm. Sometimes the holiest act of honor is simply saying no more. Family and love. People may insist, but they love you, and in their own limited way, that may be true. Yet love without listening, without respect, without safe action isn't love that nourishes. It's often performance, attachment, or fear. You can acknowledge that they think they love you, while recognizing that the kind of love they're offering is not safe for you to receive. A healthy reframe. Honor might not look like Sunday dinners with your parents. It might look like speaking of them with compassion and truth, no sugarcoating, no slander, refusing to let bitterness or vengeance take root in your heart, trusting God with their souls and releasing the burden of fixing them, protecting yourself, which in itself honors the life God entrusted to you. The command to honor parents does not erase the command to love yourself, nor does it override the truth that you are God's beloved child. Sometimes the most honoring act is stepping away, refusing the cycle, and leaving them in God's hands. Holding both realities. Yes, they could change if they chose to. No, you're not obligated to wait in harm's way until they do. Outsiders may never fully understand, and that's okay. Their advice often reflects their limited view, not your lived reality. Honoring God's command means keeping your heart free from hatred, not keeping your body in unsafe places. A boundary blessing. Divine source of love and light, I release my family into your hands. I choose not to carry the weight of fixing what only you can heal. I honor my parents by wishing them healing, but I honor myself by protecting the life and soul you entrusted to me. Let my boundaries be an act of love. Love for truth, love for peace, and love for the sacred child you created me to be. I choose to walk in compassion without sacrificing my safety. I leave behind guilt, and I walk in the freedom of your highest and purest love and light. Knowing yourself and staying true. Honoring parents or others and yourself starts with knowing who you are. To stay in divine alignment means not twisting yourself into someone else's image of you. Choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's sacred. If you sacrifice your soul to please others, you aren't truly honoring God's creation within you. Anchoring line. Honoring your parents doesn't mean dishonoring your own soul. True love versus human love. Divine love is unconditional, patient, kind, never manipulative or controlling. It seeks your growth and peace. What many people call love in human society is often attachment, control, performance, or fear of loss. That's not true love. When you know the difference, you can release toxic patterns without guilt. Anchoring line. Love without listening and respect is not love that nourishes. Alignment with the divine. Living aligned means choosing compassion without sacrificing safety. It means holding space for others' healing while protecting your own. You remain true to yourself and the divine by choosing light, peace, and wholeness over cycles of harm. Anchoring line. To stay aligned with divine love, you must also choose yourself. Choosing the higher way. Honoring your parents, or anyone, does not mean denying reality or tolerating harm. It means holding on to compassion while refusing to betray yourself. It means releasing the weight of fixing what only God can heal and instead aligning yourself to the light of truth and the freedom of love. The divine command to honor does not erase the command to love yourself, nor does it override the truth that you are God's beloved child. To honor well, you must first remain aligned with who you truly are. True love listens. True love respects. True love protects. Anything less may be called love, but it does not nourish. By choosing yourself, you honor the life entrusted to you. By setting boundaries, you honor truth over pretense. By walking away from cycles of harm, you honor the divine light within you and refuse to empower the darkness. This is not dishonor. This is holy alignment. Sometimes the most honoring act is not drawing closer, but stepping back and placing others in God's hands. That is where their healing lies. That is where your freedom begins. Honoring others does not equal losing yourself. Many of us were taught, honor your father and mother, but what if your parents or other people are unsafe, manipulative, or abusive? The highest truth is this. Honoring doesn't mean sacrificing your safety or pretending harm isn't real. It means acknowledging their humanity without enabling their dysfunction. Sometimes honor looks like setting firm boundaries with love. It looks like refusing to repay evil with evil. It looks like praying for their healing while protecting the sacred life God entrusted to you. Remember, honoring your parents does not erase the command to love yourself. Sometimes the most honoring act is stepping away, releasing them to God, and walking in peace. Boundaries can be holy. Compassion can coexist with protection. You are not disobedient for choosing safety. You are living in divine truth. You are already enough. Your worth is untouchable. Helping others without losing yourself. The sacred balance of compassion and boundaries. Some souls come to earth with hearts so open that they feel the pulse of the world within them. They notice pain others ignore. They hear what others don't say. They feel joy, sorrow, hope, and heartbreak as if it were their own, because in a way, it is. These souls are the healers, the empaths, the helpers, the peacemakers. They walk through life offering light to those who've forgotten their own. But in doing so, many quietly begin to dim. They give until they ache. They pour until they're empty. They soothe others' wounds while ignoring their own bleeding heart. And when they finally whisper, "What about me?" the world often calls it selfish. The highest and purest truth is this: helping others was never meant to mean abandoning yourself. True compassion uplifts all involved, not just the receiver, but the giver too. You were never asked to burn out in the name of love. You were asked to embody love, a love that includes you. The myth of selflessness. For generations, society has glorified the idea of self-sacrifice, the silent giver, the one who always puts others first. But selflessness, without boundaries, isn't holiness, it's hallowing. When you erase yourself in the name of service, you teach others that your needs are optional, and you solely forget that they ever mattered. Helping others is sacred, but losing yourself is not devotion. It's disconnection from your own divinity. The divine doesn't need more martyrs. It needs whole, grounded, radiant beings who can give freely because they are filled with light, not running on fumes. Anchoring line. Real love doesn't ask you to disappear. It asks you to be fully present. Where true compassion begins. Many people mistake empathy for self-neglect, but they are not the same. Empathy feels with others. Compassion acts with wisdom for the highest good of all. When your empathy flows without grounding, it turns into exhaustion. When your compassion flows with discernment, it becomes divine service. You are not meant to carry everyone's pain. You are meant to bring light where you can and trust God with what you can't. That means you can care deeply and still say no. You can love people without fixing them. You can help someone in crisis without joining them in the chaos. Boundaries do not block love, they refine it. Anchoring line. Boundaries don't mean I don't love you. They mean I love you and me at the same time. The energy exchange of giving. Every act of giving creates an energetic exchange. When both sides are open, energy flows like a river, nourishing both giver and receiver. But when one side gives endlessly while the other takes without awareness, the river runs dry. That's when the helper begins to feel resentment, fatigue, even despair. Not because their heart is wrong, but because it's overdrawn. Money, time, emotional labor, spiritual support, all of it follows the same law of energy. What you pour out must be replenished. You are a channel, not an endless well. Even rivers return to the ocean to be refilled. When you forget that, helping stops being love and becomes obligation. Anchoring line. You cannot be a light for others if your own flame is starving for oxygen. Why we overgive. Most overgivers don't help too much out of pure habit. They do it because of unseen beliefs and wounds. Like, if I don't help, I'll be abandoned, which is a fear of rejection masked as generosity. They'll think I'm selfish if I say no, which is a childhood wound where love was conditional. If I fix everything, I'll finally be enough, which is a perfectionist illusion rooted in unworthiness. Overgiving is often a trauma response dressed up as kindness, but you can heal that pattern. You can rewire the belief that you must prove your worth through service. True giving isn't about earning love. It's about expressing the love that already lives within you. Anchoring line. You don't have to save everyone to be worthy of love. The balance between love and wisdom. Love says, I want to help. Wisdom says, but not at the expense of my soul. When love and wisdom walk hand in hand, miracles happen. When they separate, suffering begins. Sometimes wisdom will guide you to step back, even when your heart wants to lean in. That's not coldness, that's clarity. Love without wisdom drains. Wisdom without love hardens. Together, they create compassion, love in its highest form. Anchoring line. Wisdom is love's guardian, and love is wisdom's heart. A personal reflection. I know what it feels like to pour from an empty cup. I've given time, energy, and compassion, even when I was running on fumes, believing it was the right thing to do. I gave so freely out of love, but rarely would it be reciprocated. I believed that I was doing a necessary service, so I was happy to do so, but it came at a great cost, ultimately leading to horrible burnout. But over time, I realized I wasn't helping others heal. I was teaching them that I didn't matter. I kept waiting for the world to give back what I so freely gave, but it rarely did. And that's when I learned the truth. I had to give myself the same love I was trying to give the world. The more I began to fill my own cup with rest, solitude, creativity, prayer, and joy, the more powerful my help became. My light grew stronger because it was connected to source, not obligation. Now, when I help, it feels like flow, not force, like abundance, not depletion, like love, not pressure. Yes, it's important to love and help others, but you also matter. Fill up your own cup, and then you're able to be better help for others and yourself. As the saying goes, treat others the way you want to be treated, but also love thy neighbor as yourself. This means that you also show yourself the same love you give others. Anchoring line. You don't need to choose between being kind and being whole. You can be both. Giving from overflow, a divine model for service. The divine gives endlessly, but it also rests. Creation moves in rhythms of flow and stillness, giving and receiving day and night. If even the stars withdraw into darkness before they shine again, why do we believe we must glow without pause? True giving is cyclical. It moves like breath. Inhale, receive, refill, reconnect. Exhale, give, serve, share. To only exhale is to suffocate, so let your giving breathe. Let your generosity rest. The world will not collapse when you do. It will be blessed by your renewal. Anchoring line. Your rest is part of your ministry. When helping hurts, the spiritual cost of overextension. When you overgive, you teach others that it's okay to take endlessly. You attract those who thrive on your energy because they haven't learned to find their own. And in doing so, you risk confusing compassion with codependency. Love without discernment can become a form of self-betrayal, but discernment without love becomes cold withdrawal. The balance lies in sacred truth. You are responsible for your energy, not for managing everyone else's. When you pull back, it's not rejection, it's correction, returning to balance so that your giving remains rooted in truth. Anchoring line. Healthy love heals. Unbalanced love hides a wound. Reflection prompts for sacred givers. Take a few minutes to breathe, journal, or simply ponder. 1. Where am I giving from fear, guilt, or obligation instead of genuine desire or alignment? 2. Who drains my energy, and why do I still feel responsible for them? 3. What would it look like to give only from peace, not pressure? 4. How do I want to feel after helping someone, and what changes would make that possible? 5. What would it look like to help others and honor my own needs? 6. Who gives to me, and am I allowing myself to receive it? 7. How can I refill my energy today before I offer it again tomorrow? Affirmations. I honor myself as deeply as I honor others. My compassion includes myself and my own heart. I give from overflow, not depletion. I trust that love flows in both directions. My boundaries protect what is sacred. Every boundary I set creates space for deeper love and growth. I am worthy of rest, peace, and support. It is safe for me to rest, even when others still need my help. My worth is not measured by how much I give, but by who I become in love. When I care for myself, I amplify my ability to care for others. I am a divine vessel, not a drain, not a doormat, but a channel of sacred reciprocity. Pause for a moment after reading these words aloud. Feel the truth of them settle into your body. Let your breath remind you that receiving is giving. Inhaling the energy that sustains you so you can exhale light into the world again. Anchoring line. Balance isn't selfish, it's how love stays alive. A blessing for helpers. Divine source of infinite love, thank you for the heart that longs to heal and uplift. Help me remember that I am not the world's savior, but a vessel through which your love flows. Teach me the rhythm of giving and receiving, the balance of rest and service. Let my boundaries be sacred, my energy replenished, and my help guided by wisdom, not worry. May I shine so brightly that my light nourishes others without ever dimming my own. So it is, and so it shall be. A blessing for givers. Divine source of love and light, thank you for the heart that longs to serve. Teach me the balance between giving and receiving. Help me remember that love expands when shared, but only when rooted in truth and peace. Let my help flow like a river, gentle, steady, and replenished by you. May I uplift others without losing myself, and may my own light shine brighter because I honor both. So it is, and so it shall be. The ripple effect of balanced love. The world doesn't need you to give everything. It just needs you to give truthfully. When you serve from a place of wholeness, your energy heals more deeply than any forced effort ever could. Every time you refill your cup before pouring into others, you teach the world what healthy love looks like. Every time you rest instead of overextending, you whisper permission for others to do the same. Helping others doesn't mean losing yourself. It means finding yourself in the act of love that honors all. because love that excludes you isn't divine, it's distorted. Helping others is holy, but losing yourself is not. The world needs your love, not your burnout. Your presence, not your perfection. And you, dear soul, were never meant to disappear in your giving. You were meant to shine through it. So keep giving, but give wisely, freely, and joyfully. Fill your own soul until it overflows, and let that overflow bless others. Because love that includes you will always multiply, and that's the kind of love that heals the world. Anchoring line. To heal the world, start by loving the part of it that breathes within you. Helping others without losing yourself. Some hearts are wired for giving. They feel everything, the joy, the ache, the hidden pain in another's eyes. They listen, they comfort, they carry, and sometimes they forget to rest. We've been taught that loving others means neglecting ourselves, that good people always say yes, that exhaustion is a sign of devotion. But the highest truth is this: you were never asked to disappear to prove your love. The divine never called you to burn out, only to shine. Helping others isn't wrong, but losing yourself isn't holy. It's heartbreak wearing a halo. True compassion uplifts both giver and receiver. It's love in balance, the kind that breathes, restores, and multiplies. If you've been pouring from an empty cup, pause, breathe, refill. You are part of the equation too, and love that includes you will always heal more deeply than love that forgets you. Anchoring thought. To heal the world, start by loving the part of it that breathes within you. So, I hope that you enjoyed that little taste of my first book that I wrote about this whole process that I've been going through. It's been a lot. And if you would like to explore more, feel free to check out the links, and you can find a physical copy of the book on Amazon, or you can get a digital copy through Gumroad. And I am wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care. Please love yourselves, and don't get tripped up by society's warped views on love and honor and all of that, because it's done a number on me. And I have realized how many people I have been surrounded by that have not had their best interest for me and have done a lot. They've done a number on me. But that doesn't mean that we can't heal from it. Other people can harm, but that doesn't mean we can't heal. Other people can also help us heal. It's just about finding the right people and being able to have healthy boundaries. And the people who, do the number on us, they don't like the healthy boundaries, and it can get messy. But take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.